What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Hand of Glory. So, I think our next move is to go back to the mansion because I think the owner, the father of the missing girl, is he's back home. Hopefully, anyway. Okay. Mulzberg's residence. That's it. Let's go in up front. There he is. I think. Is that him?
Who are you? And why have you entered my house without even knocking?
Yeah, that's probably not a good idea.
Oh, I'm sorry, Lupe gave me free access. I'm Detective Bundy, of the HPD. I'm helping with your daughter's kidnapping case.
The HPD, you said? Am I wrong? Or are we talking about that new support police department formed in the last few years?
You're not wrong, and as you probably know, we average almost a 70% rate of closed cases. And of those, I can say without false modesty that almost 45% are closed by moi.
You're very self-confident, Mr. Did you say Bundy?
It didn't seem right to thump my chest and scream my name as usual, so I just nodded in silence.
So tell me, why is the HPD involved in a normal kidnapping case?
We both know this is not a normal kidnapping case. You are a big shot in this town. The police asked us to help. I hope you don't mind. And most of all, I hoped you wouldn't check. At that moment, I was balanced on a fragile tower of lies.
No, I don't mind at all. The more the forces that cooperate, the greater the chance that we have of finding my daughter as soon as possible. I'm at your complete disposal for anything you may need.
Perfect. And remember, please don't leave the country until the investigation is concluded. He shot me a look that immediately indicated, and without any doubt, that in that house, there was no room for humor.
Okay, so can I go to his room now?
Mulzberg had clearly conveyed that he didn't want me in his room.
No, I guess not.
The cart contained many products for house cleaning. Liquid soap, detergents, various sprays.
Okay, so I was going to ask him about the picture. So let's try to use that picture on him.
I'd ask the tycoon for information about this picture, but only after interrogating him. You never know how these rich people will react in the face of unexpected revelations. Mr. Mulzberg, the lucky owner of the mansion and unlucky father of the even unluckier victim. He was clearly suffering. He kept whispering, with a dead, cold look in his eye.
Okay, so do I need to question
Mr.
him or
Mulzberg?
what?
Go ahead.
Okay, there we go.
What can you tell me about your daughter?
And Kathrin. I know it might sound strange given her social status, but she was a very simple girl. Everyone that knew her couldn't help but love her. But at the same time, nobody dared get too close. You know what it's like.
I understand perfectly. Anything else?
She loved music. You might think that's a family trait, but it's not. Kathrin was the first and only one of us who ever touched an instrument. Personally, I know little or nothing about music.
I have to ask, do you think there is anyone who might want to hurt her?
I absolutely and categorically reject the idea. Kathrin had no enemies.
I couldn't help but notice how Mulzberg talked about his daughter in the past tense. It seemed a bit too soon for such resignation. About the sign painted on the facade. How do you think they did it? It's quite high.
I have thought about it nonstop for hours. And honestly, I can't explain it.
Tell me everything you saw or heard.
Last night, the silence was abruptly broken by a loud crash. Me and the gardener, who lives in the shed behind the mansion, ran outside and found that symbol. I immediately thought it was blood. Fortunately, I was wrong. It's just paint. There's something I find rather odd. Namely, why bother painting that symbol?
By doing so, the culprit ensured the image would travel around the world and achieve the desired visibility, attracting my attention specifically.
You have a very refined cognitive process, Mr. Bundy. I can understand why you were assigned to the case.
I'd be interested to know what business you're in precisely.
Without boring you with the technical details, my company works in the field of shipyards.
Boats? Are they that profitable?
We're talking about a company that covers every sector, from little rafts for family entertainment to luxury yachts, which, believe me, very few people can afford. Right up to the construction of entire oil platforms.
That must cost a fortune.
You can't even imagine. For such jobs, we only agree to participate in exchange for sharing the revenue that results from the actual extraction. At the end of the day, Mr. Bundy, It's always about a whale.
Do you know if your daughter was involved in a romantic relationship during this period?
What the hell kind of a question is that? I refuse to talk about my daughter's private affairs.
Your daughter has been kidnapped, and every possible lead must be followed. So please, avoid making a scene, and be cooperative.
You're right. Sorry for my overreaction. But even if I wanted to, I wouldn't know what to say. No, I don't think Kathrin was having a romantic relationship with anyone. She's still just a girl.
Maybe she is to you. Look at this photo.
Where did you find it?
I'll keep my sources confidential if you don't mind. Now, can you please explain to me why you look so upset?
That picture would be very inconvenient if leaked to the press, Mr. Bundy. My daughter's kidnapping would quickly devolve into rumors of a romantic getaway, and that's a scenario I can't risk happening.
I can assure you this photo will remain in my hands only. But now please answer the question.
I don't recognize that man. I trust you'll identify him and then report back to me, won't you?
I'll keep you updated, but bear these words firmly in mind. I don't work for you.
I understand perfectly. Now, if you don't mind, I have to steel myself and regain control of my business.
His reaction seemed disproportionate to me, not attributable to simple fatherly jealousy. To hell with Mulzberg's wishes. I'd tear apart his room.
Alright.
Dios mío, qué susto. You scared me.
Oh, she's in there.
I didn't think there was anybody in the house. I hoped there was nobody in the house.
Even if the pain is fuerte, I couldn't leave the house in dirt, you understand? And then I couldn't leave El Señor Mulzberg alone in such a moment. He is upset and feels that he can do nothing of use.
Commendable, but now you should really let me search the room.
I cannot let anybody enter in here, you remember?
I get it, but I might find something useful for my investigation.
Si fuera por mí, I'd let you search the whole house, but this job me necesita y no puedo risk to lose it.
I understand. Don't worry. Oh, but do worry, Senora Maid. I'll get in there, one way or another.
Bring Miss Kathrin back to us, I beg you.
Just what I needed. The maid decided to be a hero right at the least appropriate moment for my investigation. I strongly felt I had to get in there, and I certainly wasn't going to be stopped by a stereotypical maid talking in Spanglish. Tell me something else about Kathrin.
Lately she was having a time of isolation. Muy preocupante. Maybe because a piano competition went wrong. The kid really cared about. She practiced for a long time.
How long did this isolation last?
Months and months, senor. It wasn't like her. Such a lively chica who never let nada get to her. Not even the spirits haunting the house could scare her.
The spirits haunting the house?
You'll think I'm loca, senor. Forget what I just tell you.
Don't worry, I'm used to crazy lunatics. Tell me more about these spirits.
The Mulzbergs are a muy ancient familia, and the spirits of their ancestors are still in here.
Do you have any material proof? Maybe some ectoplasm, a recorded tape with macabre children's voices, you know, something like that?
I never saw any of these manifestations, but La Señorita Kathrin did. One night, while she was in the upstairs hall, she hears some whispers. Then, suddenly, words from a threatening voice echo in the air, and a bloody heart almost hit her.
What kind of threatening words?
One of the ancestors' mottos. I read it many times while I dust on the upper floor. Madre de Dios, I'm so terrified this could happen to me too. I come from a very Catholic familia, and the bloody heart always scared me since I was a niña.
I liked Kathrin more and more. Taking advantage of a bloody heart and a motto uttered from who knows where, she had designed an epic prank. Unconsciously, from the past, the kid had just sent me a clue to getting rid of the maid. I should replicate that scenario myself by acquiring a bloody heart. I also had to figure out the cursed words used by the girl to lend credibility to her story. The housekeeper told me she had read it while dusting on the upper floor. In addition, I needed a place where I would have full view of the housekeeper, but the main door wasn't an option. Maybe the window on the upper floor would suit me. There's absolutely nothing I can do to convince you to let me in, right?
Lo siento, señor, pero no puedo.
If I wanted to obtain access to that room, I'd have to scare that woman away. I needed a famous motto spoken by one of the Mulzberg ancestors. I had to find a bloody heart to make the prank more believable, and I had already found a way to put the prank into practice. I climbed from the window into Kathrin's room. Child's play, all things considered. What do you think of this photograph?
I never see that man before.
And yet Kathrin seemed to be pretty much of her current age.
Maybe a secret novio, como se dice, a sweetheart?
I have every intention of finding out.
Okay.
Let's make this day of investigation worthwhile.
Si puedo ayudar, estoy aquí, señor Bundy.
Okay, so sounds like I need to scare her somehow. Ancestors. Maybe take a look at the some of the pictures. Let's take a look at the sheet music real quick. See if anything new I can do with it.
I didn't know much about music, but that sheet music was weird.
No, it doesn't look like it. Alright, heading upstairs. Okay. This guy
The man
doesn't...
had an impressive tuft, the gaze of someone who stared death in the eye multiple times, and a medallion that made me inexplicably shiver. The guy had something familiar about him. I looked at the picture a second time, and I started to convince myself that I knew the guy. Where had I seen him before? Wait, I'm starting to remember. What can you tell me about?
What? He's talking now? Haha!
Voodoo. Sometimes my mind floated and envisioned the most absurd situations.
I'm not sure what just happened.
The man had an impressive tuft, the gaze of someone who stared death in the eye multiple times, and a medallion that made me inexplicably shiver. The man had Count Manuel Cortez Mulzberg. According to the plaque, he had started a branch of the family that settled in Spain, in the autonomous community of Andalusia. But his line of succession had become extinct by the end of the 16th century for reasons not clearly specified. Count Manuel Cortez Mulzberg. But his line of...
Alright, nothing on this guy.
Archbishop Mulzberg da Molina. Judging by his size, I imagine that he loved ham more than God. And there was more. It seemed that his love for food was second only to his lust for women. He even forged a motto about it. The love of the Lord must be experienced in every form to be truly grasped. This obsession of his, together with his size, caused him to die of heart failure at a not very advanced age. I recalled the story told by the maid. Was this Molina perhaps the inspiration for Kathrin's prank? Well, the broken heart didn't match. I had just discovered the words the kid had used to scare the maid to death.
Okay, cool. What are they again? Let's take a look. I need a bloody heart, okay. Let's see, I need a spot with a good vantage point to see the maid, not the front door. Okay, is that the window maybe downstairs? Can't be any of these rooms, right?
The window was directly above the tycoon's, offering me a good opportunity to infiltrate it. I just had to come up with a method to lower myself down there.
Okay, maybe it is. Okay, so wait a second. Don't we have some kind of rope? Lace? I don't think that's gonna be good enough.
In that moment, it didn't seem to be a good solution to me. The window was directly above the tycoon's. I just had to...
Okay. We need some kind of rope. I don't know if I have anything like that.
I thought I could tie some clothes to the radiator, creating a handmade rope that might lower me from the window. And the tycoon's room was directly underneath. A risky plan indeed. On the other side, I had walked across a wooden board suspended in midair the previous day, and I like to be consistent. I just had to take some more clothes downstairs.
Okay, cool. He's actually doing it. Okay, so now I can go down.
I couldn't get off the ledge yet. The bleeding heart was one of the key elements of my plan. I couldn't proceed without.
Okay, so where do I get the bleeding heart now? Bleeding heart. Maybe we can make it somehow. I don't know. Bleeding heart. Bleeding heart. Let's take a look at the notes again. I get a bloody heart. Yeah, I don't know. Let's go back for a minute. I'm not seeing any hearts around.
It seemed authentic. The Mulzbergs even had a coat of arms.
Maybe we can find some upstairs. I mean outside. This guy got anything new?
Hello, good man.
Yes?
What
yeah.
can you tell me about this photo?
Well, well. They look like two tender lovebirds.
Did you consider this could be the kidnapper's face?
Gosh, you're right. Did you show the picture to the authorities?
Of course I did. Experienced forensic scientists are working on tracking the subject at this very moment. Stick around.
Okay, so I need a bloody heart. I think I just got an idea. Remember, I think it was in the last video. We were in this alley, right? And there was a cook guy, and one of the buckets we looked, there was like a hearts and livers and stuff like that.
The door was locked, but I didn't mind. I could go inside by the main entrance.
All right, so let's go there. I think that's probably our next place to go. Okay, back to the alley. Okay, it was right here somewhere. Disgusting bucket, yeah.
The maid had mentioned a bleeding heart materializing out of nowhere. Maybe there was a fresh heart in there.
I gotta talk to this guy.
Hey, Chef, you don't have a spare heart, do you?
They constantly ask for them. Those aristocratic pigs. You can find a bucket full of them near the entrance door.
To be honest, it's for personal use.
I knew immediately I'd hired a beginner, but I'd hope you had at least a little taste.
I am full of taste. I am a...
You're a runt, that's what you are.
Stop interrupting my official presentation. I perfected it over years.
Listen, Ant, fresh hearts are really expensive, and I surely won't waste one of them on a kitchen boy.
Okay, I get the message. What do I have to do to get that heart?
Now we're talking. I need some special number 5 meatballs, cooked with the recipe you can find on that counter over there. I'll need them in large quantities for tonight, so try to hurry.
Alright, meatballs.
The preparation seemed elementary, but the ingredients would be a problem. Florida ginger. I have no idea what that is.
It's a root, but I don't know its shape. Normally, my supplier delivers it already grated.
And the other ingredients. Don't we have any of them already?
You can find salt and pepper on your workstation. For the rest, you need to make do yourself. Ever since I threw that cleaver at him, my supplier has disappeared. Oh, and be careful with the exotic meat. It must have a fresh new taste, something never tried before. These aristocrats become more and more demanding.
Can I take that Parmesan from the shelf up there at least?
No, it's only the crust. I keep it there to lure out those damn rats that plague West Miami.
Tell me about it. I've also had my share of headaches with those little pests in my place. So I'd find salt and pepper right on the workstation.
Okay, so we got some salt and pepper.
Considering the sophisticated nature of some of these ingredients, the Mulzberg residence seemed like a promising place to start.
Alright, so we gotta go back. Let's take a look at it again. Let's go to the notes. I need a bloody heart. Follow Tony's recipe. How How low I've sunk. Okay, it's hard to read that. So let's look at the recipe book. Okay, exotic ground
The
beef.
chef wanted some exotic tasting meat that you can't find in the supermarket or butcher shop. What the hell did he expect? That I go to the Everglades and face an alligator with my bare hands?
Eggs of Sicilian hen?
Apparently I couldn't go buy any egg. I needed a PDO egg laid by a Sicilian hen.
Ah, we know where that's at. Back in the mansion, in
I
the
sure
back.
didn't have time to take a little detour to Sicily, as much as I wouldn't mind that at all. The wine had to be strictly vintage, the typical stuff of the richest elite. Parmesan, a cheese of Italian origin. Before moving to America, I ate it by the ton. I had absolutely zero idea how Florida ginger was made.
Okay. So ingredients first. Okay, so let's go back to the mansion. Mansion. I call it mansion, it's actually residence. I don't know, let's just call it mansion from now. Okay, so we know where to get the egg from that chicken in the back. There it is. Let's go grab that egg.
I didn't know if the hen was Sicilian or not. Maybe the gardener could help me. Hello, good man.
Yes?
There we go.
Have you got any of these ingredients?
Incredible! This seems like the recipe for meatballs my mother used to make.
What nonsense. These are needed to create powder to help detect fingerprints at the crime scene.
Huh. A PDO egg. That's curious. Our Betsy is a purebred. A Sicilian hen, to be precise.
But that's exactly the quality I need. Can I take one egg?
I don't think it would be a problem, but I must warn you. That hen is a little surly.
And can you tell me anything about the Florida ginger?
I can't help you there, sorry.
Aren't you the gardener?
Confidentially speaking, I'm not exactly an expert botanist. Mr. Mulzberg took it for granted after he saw my topiaries and hired me.
In short, you're totally useless. Stick around.
Okay, so that's the egg we need for sure. Ah, he bit me.
I was suddenly hungry for broth.
Okay, so what do I do with the egg? How do I grab it? I don't think I can grab it with lace, right? What else I got? Wrench? I don't think so, but I can try it.
No matter how hard I tried, I couldn't see a good reason to do that.
Okay. Oh wait, what about the hatch? Yeah.
The hatch didn't want to stay down. The spring was defective and tended to pop the hatch back up into its original position.
Okay, so let's see here. What about this lock?
I could use the lock that caused me a big problem earlier to solve another.
There we
Now,
go.
buy me if you can, you fiendish hen.
Alright, we got the egg.
One more egg for me, one less for you, Featherbrain. Yet I didn't feel like leaving the diabolical creature locked up. I've always been a fan of personal freedom.
Okay, so do I have my luck back? Yes, I do.
No more pecks that day.
Okay, so I got the egg.
Hello, good man.
Yes?
Stick around.
Okay. So the rest of the ingredients, I don't think I need any honey. This is all locked.
Only a huge quantity of trash remain now.
Okay, let's go back inside. Maybe the maid can give me something. Oh yeah, there we go. If I ask you for some ingredients, could you help me?
If I asked you for some ingredients, could you help me?
Lo siento mucho. I don't deal with the kitchen myself. The vintage wine, though. Senor Mulzberg has always some bottles, but he does not keep them in the mansion.
Do you know where he stores them?
Unfortunately, no. But you know who you should ask? The gardener.
The gardener has vintage wine?
Actually, he shouldn't. As a matter of fact, he will never confess to you. The point is that le gusta beber, so from time to time he nicks a bottle from El Señor and hides it in the shed at the back.
In the shed, you said? Huh, good to know.
Oh, but he'll never let you in. He keeps the keys on his belt and guards them as if they fueran part of his body.
Don't worry, I have no intention of wasting time asking. So the wine is in the shed out back?
Yes, senor, but as I said, the gardener will never give you the keys.
I agree, not deliberately at least. Let's make this day of investigation worthwhile.
Si puedo ayudar, estoy aquí, señor Bundy.
Okay, so we know where the wine is. In a shed in the back, but the guy has the keys. So I need to steal them somehow.
There were the keys to the shed, hanging from the belt of the gardener. Asking him would be useless, given that they were covering up his little crime. The only solution was to try lifting them from him. There was an obstacle, though. The huge brim of his hat blocked my view. Maybe if I made him bend over...
How'd I do that? Oh, we got some leaves.
I wondered if I might need them to make the gardener bend over. I wondered if...
Probably, but how? Let's see. That's probably not gonna work.
I was all out of ideas.
Can? I don't think so. Oh, what if I burn them?
Doing that, I wouldn't have made the gardener bend down. Just run away like hell.
Okay. What about the lighter? Don't I have a lighter? Yes.
Doing that, I wouldn't have made the gardener bend down. Just run away like hell.
Great. Let's think. Okay, so let's start trying things, I guess. Oh, what about if I throw my cell phone in there and enable alarm again? Can I do that? I don't know. Let's try it. Okay, so throw it in there.
With Ramos, it had proven to be a good plan, so why not?
Sweet.
Huh? What's happening to my pile of leaves?
Now that the gardener was bent over, I could clearly see the shed key.
Sweet.
People should really add velvet fingers to my list of nicknames. Hey, you know what? I guess I lost my phone in that pile of leaves.
You freaked me out with that damn vibration. I thought it was a mole attack.
Sneaky, sneaky. Okay, let's go get the wine. So look at the trash hive.
Better stay away from it.
Okay, what else do we need? I forgot. Ground
The
beef.
chef wanted some exotic tasting meat that you can't find in the supermarket or butcher shop. What the hell did he expect? That I go to the Everglades and face an alligator with my bare hands?
The wine we're about to get, hopefully. We still gotta figure out the ginger and the parmesan.
Here, Bridget. Come here, sweetie. Something in the look of that dog told me it didn't want to play. The cook demanded exotic meat with a taste never tried before.
Ah,
Well, as far as I'm concerned, that one satisfied both requirements. I couldn't
fantastic.
pick it up with my bare hands, though.
Okay, why not? What about a can?
The cook demanded exotic meat with a taste never tried before. Well, as far as I'm concerned, that one satisfied both requirements.
Yes, it worked. Sweet. Okay, two more. Which one we're about to get? And keys to the door.
Hey, not bad at all. Toilet in the same room as the bed? Interesting idea. And there was the reason for my raid.
Alright, lots of stuff here. So let's Start looking.
Grope a statue made of grass? Why not?
Did I just pick something up? Chain. Where? Oh, that's the chain I got from the door. Okay.
I didn't want to rummage through that man's fridge. Who knows what kind of crap I'll find inside?
But the wine is there.
That glow stick was too appealing to leave it where it was. Fortunately, it was retractable, so I managed to put it in my coat.
Alright. Great.
The boxes were stacked in no particular order. I didn't know what they contained, and I couldn't be bothered finding out. A nice way to air out the room on hotter days.
Okay.
The toilet seat was up. That was enough to know that no woman had been there for months. Pebbles and dust, nothing more. Pebbles and dust. Flea-bitten, creased, beaten up, old, smelly.
There's the wine. I see it
The
now.
only adjective that didn't apply there was inviting.
Sweet. Okay, 2 more.
That rope might have been useful if it wasn't rotten from its first to last fiber.
What rope? Did I just click on something?
I'd have picked up the sprayer if it didn't contain a strange and probably toxic greenish liquid. I don't know why, but I've always had a passion for vaporizers.
High shelf, medium
That
shelf.
rope might have been useful if it wasn't rotten from its first to last.
Okay, high
The
shelf.
shoes were inviting, but I would have felt like a worm depriving the gardener of his best tool. Nah, who am I kidding? I didn't steal them only because they were all rusty.
Okay. I feel like I can do something with this guy. Let's try to burn it. Set the fire. Set the shit on fire.
Better think about it.
Okay.
So
Alright. Let's go back. Okay, so we got the wine. We got the, well, not what we got. What we have left is the Parmesan and the ginger root. Parmesan, Florida ginger. Interesting. Okay, let's go back to the gardener, see what he says.
Hello, good man.
Yes?
Nope, nothing.
Stick around.
What happened to the owner guy? I wonder. I don't think I can find anything upstairs for the ingredients. Unless someone was a nightstand, which I don't think there was. Yeah.
It was stuck, and so in all probability unused.
Okay. Let's go to Alice. Maybe she can tell me something. Back to the station. Oh, maybe this guy. Oh, next time.
Hello.
Hi, Lars.
I'm gonna quit search. There
I
we
need
go.
a quick search.
Of course. Do you need information on Eric Mulzberg? Or maybe his daughter?
Nah, much better than that. I need to know what Florida ginger looks like to prepare some meatballs.
Your investigative methods are even more bizarre than I thought.
I never back down from even the most absurd challenge.
Give me a second. Here you are. You should look for a little plant with wide leaves and red flowers.
Okay, I think I've seen this
They
already.
look like small artichokes if you examine them closely.
Mm-hmm. Little plant, red leaves shaped like artichokes. Got it.
If you want to obtain its spice, you'll have to gently extract the root.
Excellent. You just saved me half a day of investigation. We'll catch up later, Alice.
Keep me posted.
Okay, what about this dude?
My colleague was visibly focused on a case of the utmost importance.
Okay, nothing. Alright. Anything outside? Anything new? No. Okay, so I think I know about this Florida ginger root. Um, we were looking for the homeless man. There was a bunch of plants there. Yeah, right up here.
Nothing. Still no trace of that phantom homeless guy, Roger.
Oh, look at that plant right here.
Judging by the description I had, that surely had to be the Florida ginger. Delicately, I extracted the root. By grating it, I'd be able to obtain the spice I needed.
Alright, cool. I thought that was going to be the hardest one, actually. PDO Parmesan, aged 24 months. Was that wasn't back in the kitchen, was it? Parmesan, let's see. But this guy can tell me something.
I had nothing else to ask him.
Show him the recipe book, maybe? Nope, that doesn't
Mike
work.
was in better shape than I'd ever been in my whole life. Typical seaside place, where exotic cocktails and Tex-Mex plates were served regularly.
Alright, so nothing. Back to the alley, maybe? So actually, hang on a second. Wow, oh, that's my house. Do I have cheese in my house? Probably not. Where was I? Where was I going? Yeah, the alley.
About the ingredients I have to find.
Why do I pay you if I have to do your job for you?
That's not a problem since you don't pay me at all, cheapskate.
Dwarf,
Tightwad,
insect,
skinflint,
dachshund,
piker.
garden.
I've run out of synonyms.
I can go all day long, shrimp.
I'll go back to washing dishes, with your permission.
This mayonnaise keeps curdling.
Okay, so is that not the cheese I need right there?
Above the shelf I could see a grater, an empty bottle turned on its side, and some heaps of garlic.
I guess not. Okay. I don't see any cheese. Maybe back to my apartment I have some cheese. I don't know. I don't know where else to go. Oh, wait a second. What is this?
I'm
Parmesan.
sure finally bills and late payment warnings. Sometimes it's better not to know.
Alright. There it is.
I had tried many times to recover that piece of Parmesan, to no avail. First of all, it was too high. Secondly, the collapse of the floor beneath made it impossible to approach anything to climb on.
Alright, I think I got something. Glow stick.
Being very careful, I believed I would be able to grab that piece of Parmesan.
Sweet. Okay, now we got everything.
I had collected all the necessary ingredients for my brief excursion into the culinary world. Now, I could start the actual preparation. My sous chef table was waiting for me.
Heading back. I'm a sous chef. Back to the alley. Please use the main door. Okay, talk to him now? No?
I'll go back.
This mayonnaise.
Let's do that. And now, salt and pepper. Now, I just have to follow the recipe step by step.
Okay, follow to the letter the following steps. Place the finely minced meat in the pan. Okay. So, where's my meat?
The grater was as decrepit as the rest of the kitchen. Even so, it was still usable.
So we got a pan, we got a mixer. Maybe we need to grate the... Where's the meat at? There it is.
Maybe. Or maybe not.
No? Put it in the mixer?
I'd be starting my culinary career by mincing meat for dogs.
Yes. Okay.
I put the meat back in the can, ready to be used. I must admit that it emitted an inviting aroma.
Okay, so dump the
The
meat.
meat was ready to be prepared.
Alright, what's next? Okay, that's green, that's good. Add an order. A sprinkle of Parmesan. A sprinkle of Parmesan. Mince it.
The grater was ideal for, well, grating.
Okay,
Let's start with seasoning.
what's next? An egg.
I hope to crack open the egg without breaking it. I've always been really bad in the kitchen.
Looks like it worked. A pinch of salt and pepper. Okay, salt and pepper is here somewhere, right? Where is it? Do I already have it? I already have it.
At that point, I turned the griddle on to start cooking.
Start cooking. Drizzle everything with white wine. Add ginger to your liking. White wine. And add the ginger. I'm sure I gotta grind it.
I'd extract the spice from the root using that grater. And now, the final touch. Finally, after a half day of unpaid hard work, our incredible Chef Lazarus had completed his little culinary masterpiece. Now that I think about it, it still seems crazy to interrupt an investigation just to make some meatballs. But part of the reason I'm famous is because I never back down from a challenge. Yeah, not bad for a beginner.
Okay, give me the heart now, dude.
Here's your meatball, chef.
I'd give it up. Oh, damn. And you took only half the day to prepare them. Maybe I underestimated you, lightweight. Let's see what you did.
I think you liked it.
Hell, it's formidable. I meant passable, that is.
I told you there was a real cook hiding deep inside me. I just had to spread my wings and fly. Can I take a heart now?
Suit yourself. I'll see you at 8 o'clock tonight, and be on time.
Like a Swiss watch. I had finished him there, and I'd probably never touch another stove again in my life.
Okay.
Just a minute. Lazarus Bundy!
What the?
Now I could finally leave.
Alright, so I must have been back to the mansion. I got the heart.
I never had to poke something like this in my pocket, and I certainly hope that was the last time.
So what did I just write down? I showed the picture to Alice, hoping she can make something of it. So I think she's still working on that. There might be some clues left in the alley where I received the challenge. Roger is not here. I'll come back later. Okay, so that's no go yet. It's time to scare the hell out of the lady, the maid, by climbing down from the window. Okay, I know what to do. So back to the residence, to the mansion.
With what I had with me, I was sure I could scare Lupe to death. I held my breath.
This is interesting.
Don't look down, Mars. Don't look down.
It can't be that high, it's just the second floor. Okay. So what do I do? Get the heart out maybe?
First, I needed to warm her up a bit with words.
Okay.
It was time to terrorize that poor woman beyond all limits.
My god, who's there?
You know who I am, woman.
Archbishop Molina?
As God be my witness, verily it is me.
My imitation of medieval language is pitiful, but I never bothered taking a course.
But por qué you have come to me?
Thy beauty beckoned me back to this vivid land, and to its call I shan't resist.
But you are a ghost, and yo soy alive.
Ooh, we can easily remedy that, can't we? She was totally spooked.
Okay, so the heart maybe now?
If the words had opened a crack, the bloody heart would kick the door down. The woman took off like a race car at the green light. Well, at that point, I had to find something. And I had to find it fast before she could call for help.
Alright, so I gotta search the room quickly. I shot the picture to Oh, he's hiding something in his room. I need to search. Okay, search the room. Chest.
Nothing interesting in there.
Okay.
Eric Mulzberg wanted to keep me out of his room at all costs, so it had to be hiding something. I sensed immediately, thanks to that irrational sixth sense that always assisted me at crime scenes, that something was hidden in that desk.
Alright. Button.
Nothing happened.
Books.
It's an oil drilling. High literature.
Oh, plug it in, then push the button.
With the light on, I saw a little engraving in a corner of the desk.
Oh, look at that. This is music.
The engraving seemed to resemble the shape of the desk, but every row of drawers was marked by a musical key and a series of Roman numerals.
Okay, so I gotta write this down real quick.
I remembered seeing the sheet music previously on Kathrin's piano. What if the musical references were connected somehow? The engraving seemed to resemble the engraving.
Okay, so the sheet of music. Let's go grab it. Okay.
The engraving I found on Mulzberg's desk contained a musical reference that seemed to match those on the sheet music. I realized that the two clues were connected. The sheet music was the key that would let me unravel the secrets hidden in that desk. I remembered Mulzberg's words when he confessed to me that he knew nothing about music. Thankfully, because I was a disaster too. The sheet music, therefore, had to conceal a code not strictly connected to music. The musical notes must have to be interpreted another way. Books on oil drilling. High literature.
Okay. So we got a sheet of music that's really has nothing to do with the music. And we have an engraving here that looks like it's got the music symbols that are the same ones. So we got, yeah, exactly the same ones. Okay, numeral numbers 1, 3, and 2.
The engraving seemed to resemble the... Ruling out the two erased lines of the pentagram, 3 remained, each marked by a different musical key. Were the notes on the sheet music a reference to the drawers of the desk? I also noticed something written on top. Allegro aperto. In music, that means something like cheerful open.
Cheerful open. That means nothing to me. Okay, so maybe start with the open ones. Here's one open. No, but then this does make sense. Huh. Anything else here I can look?
Books on oil drilling.
Okay, anything else is in this room that can help me?
Soapy water in a bucket. Oh, the smell it exuded made me cry. Soapy water in a bucket. They were mainly books on shipyard management, the economy, the oil market. Their titles alone made me yawn. The house owner's educational qualifications. Too specialized to be fond of him. The bed was made and it didn't seem to hide anything peculiar. There wasn't anything under there, not even dust. The cleanliness of that house was unnerving.
Okay, nothing in this room. Maybe if I go to Alice, she can tell me something about this music sheet.
The cart contained many products for house cleaning. Liquid soap, detergents, various sprays.
This is very interesting.
Eric Mulzberg's room hid something, and I had very little time to discover what.
Okay, so I can't leave.
The man had an impressive tuft, the gaze of someone who's... Notes, scribbles, notes. There were a bunch of numbers. The enemy. I didn't...
Okay, so I already solved that puzzle.
With a mirror like that, it would have been much easier. I had to get one.
Okay, maybe I can use something on the, Oh, I don't have the notes anymore. Okay, they're just laying down by the desk, I'm assuming. Okay, so it looks like I just have to solve that music puzzle.
Well, it didn't seem like a replica. The Mulzbergs must have had a considerable fortune. It was pointless to play without an audience. I didn't need that stool anymore.
Okay, looks like I gotta solve this somehow.
Ruling out the two were the notes on the... I also...
Maybe I can call Allison for help.
I didn't need to call Alice right at that moment.
Ah.
Just having to talk to him in person. Besides, my anti-inner... I wondered what my mother was doing at that precise moment. It had been years since we last spoke. Anyway, I had other things to worry about. I no longer needed to call Burton. I only had a game. The one I was complete.
Okay. 1, 3, 3. Here's one empty guy. So maybe open this guy first. Then 2 up here. So maybe open this guy. So we got 1, 2, and this got 2. That has 1. Okay. Let's see here. This one has a 0 too. So maybe this one.
Looks on oil drilling.
I don't know. I really don't know. Alright, I'm gonna save this for the next video. I gotta do lots of thinking, I guess. This is, I am puzzled. Alright, thanks for sticking with me, guys. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss the next video. And I gotta try to figure out this puzzle somehow. Try to do some really serious thinking.